Hey guys, and welcome back to another flashlight review. Today we're going to be looking at the Convoy S6 with the SFT40, and the S6 is a host that I've been wanting to try out for some time now. And the main thing that interested me in this light is that it has a deep, smooth reflector, almost perfect for any kind of pocket thrower, especially with the smaller diameter that you can see here. Easily be able to fit it in your pocket. And yeah, it reminds me a little bit of the reflector in the Workhorse FC12, except it is slightly larger. I've used this light for a few weeks now, and I can say it does not disappoint. So basically what you get in the box is what you see here, except I've put this clip on myself. It doesn't come with a clip, it comes with a basic sort of lanyard, just this one here. You get a battery if you select the battery with it. Otherwise, you pretty much just get the flashlight box. So very simple, doesn't even come with instructions, no charger or anything like that either. So here's a quick little size comparison. I've got the S6 here on the right, the Convoy S2 Plus, which is probably the closest comparison you can get. The S6 is a little bit longer, but pretty much the same diameter in terms of the battery tube and the head. Warrior Mini 3 here, a little bit shorter. Seems like it has a slightly reduced diameter as well. And of course, you've got a TIR lens here in the Warrior Mini 3. But, you know, you've got a larger, longer reflector with the S6, which is going to take up a bit of extra room, but also produce some significant throw. And this, of course, is the Workhorse FC12 that I wanted to show you, sort of compare these two a little bit. And you can see just the size of them. The FC12 is a little bit longer because it has this tactical tail switch on the back. There'll be some additional electronics in here as well for the onboard charging. But if you look down the top, I mean, quite similar in terms of the reflector. But yeah, the Convoy does look like it's got about maybe 1 or 2 millimeters extra on the actual diameter of the reflector. Here we are, just a little close-up of the S6, and I absolutely love this clean and minimalistic design. You know, S2 Plus was one of my favorite little pocket flashlights, but just how clean this one looks, and the knurling sort of running all the way through as well. I really like stuff that's just doesn't have obvious branding or anything like that on it. You know, for the price point, really high quality machining. Do have bits of dust and stuff that gets stuck, as you can see between there. It's not any defects in the anodizing. But yeah, for this price point, really great quality machining and electronics. Checkered knurling is also really good and increases grip because the actual anodizing on it does feel quite smooth. And you know, you've even got some cutouts here on the side of the battery tube. You've got 2 smaller cutouts here to potentially attach a friction ring or a clip. I've actually done that here with a ring I've taken off the Convoy S21E. Okay, but on this S6, I've actually put in a metal clip that I also got from Convoy. Sort of screw it in here, right at the back. And the issue is that it does touch that rubber boot a little bit. The light's operated only by a single switch on the tail cap. It's a reverse clicky switch, so you need to turn that light on completely and half press to cycle through the different modes. So there is no momentary switch here. So this version of the S6 here comes with the SFT40, and I'd recommend this one if you're looking for basically the best combination between throw and output. There is another version with the CSL NM1 that produces significantly more throw in this host, but you're going to be sacrificing on lumens probably by half or even a little more than half. You can also get the S6 with a few other LED options. There's the SST40, Nichia 519A, SST20, and I think there's a XML LED as well that you can get it. The S6 is perfect if you're looking for a host with, you know, that's going to produce maximum candela, still quite small enough to pocket as well. In both of the versions that I purchased, the LED is perfectly centered, and the reflector is pretty much just twice as long as the one you find in the Convoy S2 Plus, so that contributes to the additional throw. It's also a little bit wider too. Very simple bezel here, no crenulation, whatsoever. And with Convoy, you can quite easily take this flashlight apart, change the LED, service it yourself, do some modifications. If you unscrew the flashlight, you can see here is basically some unanodized threads on the head, but you've got a spring underneath the head here, which is important. For those of you who are worried about damaging the driver, if you drop the light, that battery's not going to impact on the driver and transfer force through. So down here, there's a retaining ring, so you can put some pliers in there, unscrew it, take out the driver, modify what you need to, or have a look in there. There's also, on the back as well, there's another spring right at the base. Try and get that to focus. Yeah, there you go. They're quite beefy springs as well, as you can see. So in terms of the UI, the S6 comes with 12 different mode groupings. So I've actually got the 5 mode grouping selected. So basically it goes from 0.1% of output, 1%, 10%, 35%, and 100% output. So basically how you operate it, you turn on the flashlight with a full press, and then you half press to change modes in there. It's a reverse clicky. And the cool thing is that you can actually use this as a tactical flashlight as well, because there is a grouping in there that only sets that light to 100%. So every time you press that button, you're going to get 100%. And there are other modes that start out at 100%, even another mode that starts out at 50% if you don't want it to get too hot. And these are handy because you can also use those as tactical modes if you turn off the memory mode. So it will always start in that 100% mode or 50% mode if you need it to. So I ran a bunch of ceiling bounce tests with the S6 SFT40, and you can see here starts off at 100% and pretty much starts ramping down quite quickly, though you do get about 30 to 40 seconds of 95 to 100% output before it completely starts to drop down. By just before the 3-minute mark, you can see the light has hit about 40% of its output, and I left it on for a little bit past the 6-minute mode, reactivated the light again, so turn it on and off to activate 100% mode. It jumps up to nearly 100%, but it pretty much just steps down immediately. By 9 minutes, it's back to that about 40 something percent of output. End of the test at about 12 minutes. Another ceiling bounce test that I ran on 35%, and you can see here I ran it for just over 10 minutes, about 10 to 11 minutes, and the light pretty much fluctuated between 95 to 100% of its output. So it's good to see that you get some, sustained output on these lower modes as well. So I also ran some tests on my Opal Light Master Pro, and you can see here on 100%, I got 381 meters of throw. This is really impressive for such a small host, and comparing it to also some of my other flashlights, more expensive flashlights like the Phoenix PD35, it even outthrows that and produces very similar output as well. Color rendering index ranged from 68 to 70, no surprises there. It's more, this LED is made more for visibility, and you can see with the CCT steadily increasing as we step that light up to the higher modes from 5,800 all the way up to 6,748K. The beam profile with the S6 and the SFT40 is probably one of the nicest beams I've seen on some of these smaller tube lights. It's very difficult to focus these, especially with deeper reflectors, without getting too many artifacts, but really surprised to see that there's not, there's a slight ringiness when you're looking up close on the edges of the beam, but in terms of the actual hotspot itself and the spill, if you're using this flashlight outside, no issues at all. It's actually quite a nice beam, mostly throw, but you have a lot of decent spill as well, just from the fact that you've got the SFT40 in there, produces a lot of light. So some considerations you'll need to be aware of. So this light does not come with onboard charging, and it also would have been nice if Convoy added some kind of clip, preferably a deep carry clip. I was lucky to have one of these spare on me that I took off another flashlight. Didn't really look good on that one, but looks decent on this one. But yeah, obviously it comes with a lanyard, but I'm not a big fan of those. I prefer just having a clip so I can slip that into my jeans pocket a lot easily. Another thing to keep in mind is that this light gets pretty hot on prolonged use if you've got this on 100%. So you do have to keep an eye on it, and you're definitely going to feel that heat in your hand as well. So that's going to sort of prompt you to step that light down. Good news is that you can just put it in the 35% mode, or there is another mode grouping that just starts it on 50%, but you're going to lose a little bit of output there. But other than that, I can't think of any other considerations for a light of this size with all the features and the outstanding performance. It's really so much value at this price point. Overall, this is a great long range yet pocketable flashlight. Comes at an affordable price point. Almost anyone can get one of these. You know, it costs less than your lunch, really. And the SFT40 produces such a huge amount of light, considering the size of this host, and I was blown away at how far this thing can throw. I didn't expect it to outperform all of my other pocket throwers of this size, especially at the fraction of the price. I'll leave a link below in the description to the Convoy official store. If you want to get one, you can get this light for the lowest price there. If you have questions, just let me know in the comments and I will get back to you. And if you found this video helpful, do me a favor and click the like button, because it helps me to get my videos out to more people. It doesn't cost you a cent. And if you want to see me make more flashlight reviews, make sure you subscribe. All right, I've got the Convoy S6 with the SFT40. This is the first step. Can't really see it. Second step. Okay, see all the way up into those shrubs. Not really much spill. The spill's kind of dim and more kind of ahead of me rather than closer by. You can see that sort of ring of spill. Third step. And this third step is pretty impressive. It's even, it's reaching those trees out the back with ease. Okay, fourth step, 35%. This is a sustainable output as well. And 100%. Far out. I'm just so impressed with the performance of this host, the S6. And yeah, that deeper reflector certainly makes a difference in terms of overall throw, and with ease sort of hitting those trees out the back, but also illuminating the field a fair bit. The SFT40 is just one of the best LEDs out there in my opinion. Get that perfect mix of throw and tons of light as well.